Imagine, where from? Where from? All the way from Medina, a month's journey to hear one hadith, which they heard from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is why the famous Sufi Shaykh Ibrahim ibn Adham says, he says, Allah lifts many calamities from this ummah because of the barakah of those who went to seek hadith far and wide. Far and wide they went to seek hadith. And Allah lifted the calamity. Subhanallah. Brothers, look, subhanallah. Now wallahi, these are not stories. These are not mere stories. How the Salaf Salihin went and to seek knowledge. And you and I have it at our doorsteps. And there's no zeal to seek knowledge. We have it at our fingertips. We have it at the local masjid. We have the hadith books compiled. You know Imam Bukhari, he wrote his At-Tarikh al-Kabir, which is the big on biographies of the scholars and the early narrators. They say that he was blind. When Allah restored his eyesight, Allah made it so sharp that he wrote the entire book under the light of the moon. Just imagine. Imagine. You don't have to go very far. A few years ago, 60, 70 years ago, how did people seek knowledge? Even today people seek knowledge this way. They had no pens, or if they had pens, they had ink. And paper was scarce. You didn't have light. You press a light bulb, the light goes on. You take out your book and then you start writing. And you got plenty of big pens everywhere. You would have to go turn on the lantern, put the lantern on, oil, lantern, fire. Then you would have to get ink. And then after all this effort, 50 years back, in the countries that we generally come from, that's how they would seek knowledge. Today you have it at your fingertips. You have it neighbor. No pen's not a problem. Books are not a problem. Can you imagine these scholars? Books. Where would you get books from? You had no printing press. And this is the ajib thing. With all, listen, subhanAllah, with all our Googles, with all our libraries, with all our resources, not one Bukhari is made. Not one Muslim is made. Not one Malik is made. Not one Ibn Hajar is made. Not one Imam Zahabi is made. Not one Ibn Abdul Barr is made. Not one Shatibi is made. With all your comforts, you can't make them men anymore. Because men have never been made in comfort. Men have always been made in hardship. And this is why, see, you and I, see, we live in the comfort, so everything we do is very measured. We can't make sacrifices. So if somebody now, subhanallah, looks after their parents, with the carers, with everything, provides them food, we think, wow, this person is looking after his parents. Because that's the general level that we live in the West. But there was a time people carried their mothers for Hajj and Umrah. When Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu was doing tawaf around the Kaaba, and he saw a man, he was carrying his mother, and he said to Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, and he said, oh Abdullah, have I fulfilled the right of my mother? I brought her all the way from Yemen on my back. I made her do Hajj on my back. Have I fulfilled the right of my mother? Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma said, when she was going through labor, and that one scream, that one noise of pain, you haven't even fulfilled that. You haven't even fulfilled that. But see, this is what we're at. We somehow attend a class which is next door to our house. We jump in our car and we go to the class. Within the comforts of all Sufa, mashallah, your lights, your pens, your sound systems and everything. Teacher, the board with your laptops. And we think we're doing Allah a favor. We think, subhanallah, we're practicing. We're religious. Men traveled. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud's students say that there was the students of Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu. Abdullah bin Mas'ud was in Kufa. They said that sometimes we would travel all the way to Medina to hear the words directly from the lips of Umar ibn Khattab.